Now, coming back to this, both of you have not attended class. Just go through that. Any doubts is there, I'm here to help you out. Okay. Coming back to this, when you are talking about the controls, okay, just a brief review what happened in the last is that in the last case we have covered something related to the I think what we have covered, Mariam, last time, this one, questionnaires, internal. See, yeah, fine, very important one. Okay, we have covered 4 different types of the internal documentation. Okay, how auditors will record it. How the auditors will record when we are going on the client place. You are going as a team. Okay, you are going as an audit team. When you are going as an audit team, whatever the observations you are doing, you will record. And one of the activity during your visit is you are going with a very clear planning. Everyone have their own style of documentation. The ACCA has given 4 different types. The first is narrative notes. Narrative notes means what you are writing. See, it is what we are doing here is the narrative notes. Okay, we will write as per the understanding. The second part is flow charts, how the decisions will flow. And you have the questionnaires, ICQ. Is that internal evaluation questionnaire, yes or no? And you have internal evaluation questionnaires. And the last one is going to be checklist. Okay, for every case there is a narrative advantages and disadvantages. This is the flow chart, how the process. Just before, once class is over, first review last class recordings, very important. Okay, you have flow charts. The same thing, advantage. This they will give in examination. Sometimes it is there 2 marks, 4 marks, maximum 4 marks they will give. Okay, internal questionnaires, internal evaluation questionnaires. Fine. Everywhere you will have the advantages and disadvantages. Fine. Now, once you have done controls, okay, here before we are going for the next chapter, we have to make sure that we should have a complete understanding about the controls. Test of control. We design, what is the again definition? Test performs to obtain audit evidence about the effectiveness, whether controls are effective or not. Simple concept, easy concept. We are doing so much in detail, it makes basic understanding. Okay, why we are doing this? We are talking in terms, we are designing. We see, you design. Okay, you design. What is the purpose? First you will prevent it, then you will detect it. Once you have detected it, then you will correct it. First, the most important is prevention, next detection, and the last one is correction. Okay, this is what it says. We are talking about how we will do, what are the procedures we'll do. Now, coming slowly from the exam, now it is a completely examination point of view. Okay, from now onwards, audit procedures. Is that what are the procedures we will do? Everywhere, every task, every activity, every event, I can say like that. It is a procedures. Okay, what are the procedures? To get the evidence, you will inspect the documents, you will make an inquiry about internal controls, you will do some re-performance, and you will do some observations also. Different situations, different tools, I can say like, different procedures we'll use. Is that different situations, different procedures. Now, coming back to this, you will have walk through the test, how it is going to be done. Okay. Now, there are 2 things. One is deficiency and one is significant deficiency. Deficiency is in one, if you, what it says again, it exists when a control is designed in a such a way unable to prevent correct misstatement on a timely manner. Is that on a timely basis, or a control necessary to prevent, detect or correct misstatement. Means it is only any one error is there, one mistake is there, one ineffective control is there, only one, then it is a deficiency. But what is the significant deficiency? You have one deficiency, but what will happen? One deficiency will leads to another. Is it right? One deficiency will, you don't have the controls in the first place. Is it? You don't have any controls in the first phase. Then what will happen? Definitely the subsequent controls will not be effective. The subsequent controls will not be effective. Means one, it will have a combination of deficiencies. Is it right? It is nothing but a combination of deficiencies. Again I am saying, in the examination they will ask significant deficiency. I am giving you a very complete picture. Significant deficiencies. What are the what are the deficiencies and what are the recommendations you have to give. Okay, this is where we are working out. Fine. Next, when we do the things subsequent, here we are going to have internal controls in a computerized environment. In a computerized environment, what will happen? There are two different segments. Okay, the first one is you have IT controls, can be two things. One is you have general controls, you have application controls. Is it? You have general controls, you have application. What we have to do? We have to make it. See, they will not ask this theoretically. I will say very simple. They will not ask theoretically, but they will ask it in the application. They will ask. Okay, in scenario based things. General controls are policies and procedures that relate to many applications and support of the effective functioning. What are the general controls? They have given examples. They commonly include controls over the data center in terms of operations, network operations, in terms of system software acquisition. Is that you are acquiring a audit software? It is a general control. You are change and maintenance. It's a general control. Access security in the beginning, the entrance. It is the general control. Okay. You have the application systems acquisition. It's a general control. Develop. See what I will tell you, one very simple thing. You are going to any place. You are going to a bank. Is it right? When you are going to the bank, now the system is there. If you take Omantel, okay, when you go to the Omantel kiosk, the place, what you will do, you have to take the token. Is it right? When you want to take a token, what will happen? You have to enter your mobile number. Okay. When you are entering your mobile number, is that is at the entrance. Okay. The moment you are entering the mobile number, then the queue number will come. It will be generated on your phone. Okay, you are not getting the paper slips now. Okay, you are not getting paper slips now. That is the general controls. The general control. General controls will be with respect to the data center, who has to access, who should not access. Is that you will have a team. Okay, you have IT team. You will have an IT team. They will have so many members will be there. There will be a general control. Is that there will be a general control, means all the team members can access. Only team members can access. Okay, only team members can access. Other people cannot access. Fine. Only the staff is access. You see the bank. Okay, you see the bank. You have the digital card entry. Okay, digital card. This is all audit trial will be do. Okay, what happens? They will say it is only for authorized staff. Only authorized staff can enter this. This is the general control. Any acquisitions we are talking about, it is a software, system software acquisition, general controls. Okay. Any maintenance, definitely we are doing maintenance, software maintenance, backup facilities are there. Is there any bugs should be rectified, any errors are there? It is a general control. It is means you are allocating it to a team. Fine. Next, what is the application control? Application control is nothing but they relate to the procedures to initiate, record, process and report transactions or other financial data. This is related to IT staff. Okay, this is related to functional staff. Now you will say you are working in a credit department. The moment you are accessing your system, okay, you are accessing your system, what will happen? You will have your own biometric system. Now we are talking about, you have in the banks, you see you have a biometric system is there, fingerprinting is there. Just you tap your finger, automatically the system will get activated. Okay, now they are doing some more advanced. The moment you activate the system, one OTP will be generated. You are including. Likewise, in the audit, in financial, people are there who are working inventory. They have access only to the inventory module. People have access only to the HR module. You as a staff, you cannot access HR module. Okay, you cannot access HR module. You cannot access advertising. Is that you have a restricted access? Is that you have a restricted access? That is called as application. Application controls are manual or automated procedures, typically operate at a business process level. At a business process, what you are doing, credit, it is a application control. Okay, you have only access. Can you access the entire system of the bank, entire system of the company? We cannot do that. Okay, we have a restricted access. They can be preventive or deductive in nature, and also design the integrity. Now people have the accounting records. This is very important. What will say, you will have a master file. Is it right? You will have a master file. Master file cannot be accessed. Okay, master file cannot be accessed. What happens if you are making any changes? Is that automatically a log will be created? Is it right? Log, who has made the changes? You are doing summary. So many advanced ways, advanced procedures has came into picture. Okay, you are talking. What we'll do? You are making any changes when you have entered. Is it right? When you have entered, when you have exited the system. Now people are doing jobs online. Most of that the world is changing. Is it right? The world is changing, and when the world is changing, you are working from a remote areas. Is that you are working from the skills, soft skills. You are working from a remote area. What will happen when you have entered, when you have exited? People are very, very conscious about this. Now people are saying that yes, we are talking the new technology is, we are talking in terms of generating OTP. They'll say that this OTP will be there only for 60 seconds. This is the application controls. What we are doing in application controls, they are talking in terms of at the business process level. They can be preventive and deductive in nature. Design, why we are designing? To have the integrity of the accounting records. Is that integrating of the accounting record? These are the two types of controls are there. General control. What we are doing, see, they hardly, I am telling you this, very few cases, maybe we will check, okay, but very few cases they are focusing on that. But this is very important for controls and test of controls. Fine. What are the general controls? They gave the examples. Examples are very important, okay. You are talking in terms of development of computer application. You have the standards over system design. Usually there should be some standards should be there. Is that manual should be there. Rules should be there. Who has to do which task? Okay, which task is assigned to which people? It's a big project. Is it right? You should know standards over design, programming, document. You have a full testing procedures. I told you about test data. What I told you about test data? Any idea?
So we're gonna enter invalid data to verify if the system will accept the invalid data.
Yes, we will test the things. Is that beta testing? Okay, we'll say we call it as a beta testing. Then only we can to validate the to validate the data, okay, to validate the integrity of the software. Approval of computer users, and you have to take the approvals, okay, who is going to use, who are not going to use, how much time it is going to be there. Simple concepts, I will tell. Don't say that this is not related to audit. You are going to any place, they will say that internet access will be available. Internet access will be available, free internet access for 2 hours. Exactly 120 minutes will be there. Is it for one registered number, 120 minutes. It's a general control. It is a control. Okay. Otherwise, what will happen? If you are a visitor, this applies to where, this applies to visitor. It is a general control. Segregation of duties, so that those responsible for design are not responsible for testing. Anywhere in audit, segregation of duties is the part of the specific thing. Installation procedure, data is not corrupted in transition. What will happen? I will give you an example, and we will come across this. They will give you a question that they will have a manual system. They are moving from the manual system to the computerized system. Is it computerized system? Now what we have to do? We cannot say that we can move straight away at one go from manual to computer system. There will be a transition will be there. Is that first you have to convert. Immediately you should not stop manual system. First you have to transfer the data. Then you have to check that, verify the data. Then simultaneously both the systems should work. Is that once this computerized system is working to the satisfaction, then only you are going to wind up the manual system. This is the procedure. That's what they installation procedures of the data not to be corrupted. Backup facilities. Is that you should have a backup facilities where when you are talking about the backup facilities, you should have the backup facilities at the remote places. See, banking data is very important, very crucial. But you will never come across that banks, any bank data has been corrupted. Is that they will have backups on a, not only on a real time. Is it right? They will have backups on real time. They will have online. Is it right? Now that's what it says. They will have backup somewhere. Is that you are here in, you will have backup somewhere in Singapore. You will have backup somewhere in Canada. Your backup facilities will be there. Is that you will have backup somewhere in other, in country will be there, outside the country will be there. So that the data should not get corrupted. That's very general controls. Training of staff, new procedures. Is that whenever there is a, people are giving a lot of importance with respect to the staff, with respect to any adequate documentation. We will not read the documentation, but most of the people will say that okay for manual, but manual is very important, how the things will progress. These are the in terms of computer application. Prevention or detection of unauthorized changes. Is it prevention of unauthorized? Nobody should see. You are very particular about your passwords. Understand one? Everyone, as a matter of fact, I can say with that much understanding, nobody will share the passwords. Is that nobody will share the password? It's going to, even we will not write password, and we'll give passwords in such a way that we will remember it very uniquely. Is it? You have what we are doing, prevention and detection. Always make segregation, although no two people should do one job. Is that you should have any full record of program changes. You have to maintain a log register. Password protection of programs. People will say that in some cases, if you take the banks, some banks say that every 90 days you have to change the password. You should not repeat the password. Is that the password will have 8 characters? Is that the password will have combinations, special characters, space, capital letters, so many things will be there. Is that these conditions will be inbuilt when they are talking about the password protection. Is that restricted access to central computer by locked doors. Now you have very simple. You have digital locker, digital lock entry. Is it right? You have to put your card, or you have to key the number. Automatic the lock will be open. Fine. Now people are putting so many more restrictions. The moment we say that there are some deficiencies are there, then people will come up with the solutions. Is that you have maintenance of, here you have given program logs, virus check software we cannot install. Is that in most of the companies you see the thing, the banks will provide laptops. Is that the companies will provide laptops. That laptops we cannot use outside. Even you cannot access Wi-Fi outside. You cannot install any softwares. These are restricted ones. Is that you will not use for personal emails also. The official emails, these are the things we are going to make it prevention and detection. Is it right? Any outside email we cannot open also. Is it? We cannot open also. Backup copies of the been taken in other locations. I told you, in the remote locations we will take. Control copies of programs be preserved, regularly compared with actual programs. Is that control copies means if they are, what we are doing, we are copying the file, okay, copying the file. We will say, how, there are so many ways of checking the things. Is it right? We will see whether the memory size is same with respect to source and destination. Is that there are so many other ways also, but we will see how many words are there in the source and how many words are there in the. We will take all the precautions. Is it right? And stricter controls over certain programs. Utility, some programs are only read-only programs. We cannot override it. We can only see the things, read the things. That's all. Is it right? These are the general controls. Is it? These are the general controls. Are you okay with this?
Yeah.
Fine?
Yes, sir.
No. Is it? What it says, there. Testing also is the same thing. Is it? This is little bit IT, and I will make it a point for you everyone that little bit think about IT also. Is that the next phase we are going to move from manual. Now almost we have done, but IT will take extra space in our life. I will not say work environment. It will take additional space in our life. So we have to be updated on with respect to IT. Testing and documentation, you have to have testing procedures. You should have, or everything should be documented, written in manuals. You should have approval of any changes which have been done. Is that why we are doing this? Is that, see, now I will tell you. You will have the purchases. Okay, when you are purchasing, what will happen? There will be a master file. Okay, in the master file you have the approved. Okay, approved suppliers. You have the approved. Only the authorized person has the access to update this with approval. Okay, even you are updating this master file, you should have the you should have the authorization that yes, I am going to update this. Now approved suppliers are there, because the moment you are placing the order, you have to place the order to these suppliers only. You will come across in the questions, will come across that the sales clerk has, I told you so many times, sales clerk has given discount. Sales clerk doesn't have any authority. Sales manager will have authority. Okay, even some decisions will be taken at the manager level. Some decisions will be taken at the sales director level. Some decisions will be taken at the sales executive level, salesperson's level. This is the reason. That's why you have to approval of changes. Any changes has been done with respect to master files, it has to have the approval. Training of staff using the programs. Fine. Now, these are the general things. Automatically, by the time we cover the scenario-based questions, it will be easy. Controls to prevent wrong programs or files being used. Operation controls. Is that? You should restricted controls. You have library of programs. See, you should, is that if you take the things, you will have DOCX, document. Is that document? This is the extension. In the same way, you have an extension with LIB. Is that library? Library means the source, what you are doing. These files cannot be accessed. Is it? You have the source of the files. Only these files will be used for what? These files are used for reference for IT people only, not for us. Okay? Proper job scheduling. Who is going to which module? Is it? Somebody will enter. Is it? He has the access only to enter the data. Somebody is there to modify. Somebody is there to delete. Is it? Somebody is there to approve. Everyone will have a restricted access. These are the things you should understand whenever you are doing the audit one. Proper job scheduling. Controls to prevent unauthorized amendments. Amendments means you are plus or minus to the files. Modifications. Is it right? What they say, they are talking about the data file. You have a password protection. You have a restricted access to authorized users only. Is it? Now these are the things. Control to ensure continuity of the session. Storing extra copies of programs data file off-site. Remote places. You should keep because what will happen? Natural disasters will come. Sometimes there will be fire. Sometimes there will be some attack will be there. Something will happen. Is it right? Unfortunately. In that case, the data should not be lost. Protection of equipment against fire and hazards. Backup power sources. Now, they are simple ways of understanding. You have a disaster recovery procedures. You should know where backup computer facilities are available. Is that where backup? And most importantly, you should have maintenance annual AMCs, annual maintenance contracts, and you should have insurance for the assets. As a matter of fact, when you are doing the audit, you will do all these things. Auditors will ask where is AMC. Auditors will ask where are the insurance documents. Everything they will ask. Auditors will ask where are the backup facilities. How frequently you are taking backup. Who is authorized to take the backup. Where you are storing the backup files. Every other thing you will come across with respect to general controls. Is it okay with you? Now, coming back to this, application controls include the control over the input, data entry. Is it? Data entry. Now, see, their data entry is different. Here data entry is different. Okay? Data entry. Control over processing. Is that who is? See, we are talking about here. We are very well specific. We are talking about inventory module. We are talking in terms of cash. We are talking in terms of fixed assets. Is that we are talking in terms of? I can say we are talking in terms of elements of accounting. Is that? What are the elements of accounting? Elements of accounting are your assets. You are talking in terms of liabilities. You are taking in terms of equity. You are talking in terms of revenue, and you are in terms of expenses. Expenses also you are processing. Is that you have petty cash expenses. How it has going to be done. How it has going to be updated on frequency as such. Is that you take any task, okay, any task, or how we are doing totaling, okay, how we are doing totaling, how we are making backup. Control over master files. Is it? This is the one which they will ask, they will mention in the question. If you are revising some questions, you will come across the master files should not be accessed by unauthorized people. And what are the standing data? Which data we can use? Is it right? Sometimes what will happen? There are some, you as a user, is it right? As a user, they will give some access to your what you need. As simple as that. What information you need. at a particular level, at a particular designation, for a particular job. Is a standing data will be there that can be accessed anytime. Is it that can be accessed anytime for a particular user? Is it? This is what application controls. Now, control over the inputs. Is it? When you are saying control over the inputs, nowadays you will see I will take the example of a 1 year back or 2 years back. Is that when you are swiping a card, okay? When you are swiping the card, what they will do, at that time there is no Wi-Fi. Now you have the Wi-Fi tapping system is there. Before that, is that when you are saying that I'm 10 reals 250, they will enter the amount twice. Is that they enter that amount twice? That is the what it says. Is that they enter the amount to have to cross check. Is that this is a control? You remember this is the control. Now what you are doing? We want to know the controlness. We will say that we will have columns. Is it that we will have columns? We have rows. Okay. We will take the total of the columns. We'll take the total of the rows. Either we take the total of the columns, we take the total of the rows. We'll cross check. We will have the gross total also. Here, whatever the total from here to here and whatever the total from here to here should be same. There are various mechanisms. You have a completeness, manual or program of control totals. You are saying you are talking about document counts. You are saying that we are generating sequence, is right? Automated number will be generated, invoice number will be generated. When you are saying automated invoice sequence number is generated, we will also see whether the sequence number is in order or not. Is it? One for one checking of process inputs to source document. I just told you that what is the source file and what is the destination file. Is that what is the source file and what is the if source file is 20 KB, destination file should also be 20 KB. This is one way of making sure that it is complete. There are so many. It is one way. Is it? Program matching of input to a expected output control file. We will see. We are what we are doing. We are talking about the print. Okay. We can give the print. We can give the print to the printer. Is it? We can give the print. We can give the print to the PDF file also. You remember these are the things. I am giving you simple examples where you can understand where we come across in everyday life. Okay. Program matching of inputs to an expected input control file. If you are saying that yes, it is a PDF file. This is one of the options. Procedures over resubmission of rejected controls. If something is not accepted, is that something is not accepted? It happens. You are entering the data. It will not accept. Is that what is the procedures? As simple as that. You have the username. Is that you have the username? You have the password. Okay, username has to be matched with password. This is one of the control measures. Fine. Now you are giving a username, but the password is not matching with the username. Is that password is not matching with the username? You take your own mobile banking. Okay, we are not talking about anything. You take your own mobile banking. In the mobile banking, we have to give the username and password. What will happen usually? First time it is an error. Second time it is an error. Immediately you will get message. Immediately you will get email also. Is that? Third time you will get. Fourth time. Once you are doing 5 times, automatically it will be blocked. It will be blocked. Okay. They say that in some cases, I am talking about different banks. Okay. In some cases, what will see? They'll say that again. They'll say that you can generate another password by using your debit card. Okay, you can generate the password after not, they will say that for next 24 hours you cannot generate. These are the controls. Immediately you will get an email that yes, somebody has access. If you have not access, similar message will be there. If you have not access, then you report this to this number. These are the controls that has been built in the system. Fine. These are the ways we are talking about. Controls over, first we are talking in terms of what? Controls over complete input, completeness. Controls over input, accuracy. Programs to check data files or input transaction for plausibility. Any gap is there. Is that they will say that 1, 2, 3. Is that 4 will not be there. 5, 6, 9. Likewise. Is it right? Then what is the reason? What is the cause of break? Is it what is the cause having the break? That is what we want to know. We want to check the accuracy. Manual scrutiny of output and reconciliation at source. Everywhere, at any point of time. Now you keep this word. This is the key word. Take my word. Okay, this is the key word, reconciliation. Reconciliation is it is not only we are talking about bank reconciliation. Everywhere there should be reconciliation. Reconciliation from the source to the destination. Reconciliation, opening balance, closing balance. In between, what are the transactions taken place? We are not doing reconciliation, but we have to write this one. Reconciliation is performing reconciliation is one of the control measures. Is it? Now, agreement of control totals. I told you row totals and column totals. This is what we are not, see, this is where the audit is not, we get the evidence, but we have to get the multiple evidence. That is the reason we say it is sufficient and appropriate. Is that sufficient? We should have a sufficient. Authorization, manual checks to ensure information was authorized and input by authorized people only, personnel only. Okay, authorized person should access, authorized person should input. Control over processing. You are talking about the batch reconciliation. What is the batch reconciliation? Every day you will have a daily reconciliation. You have a daily reconciliation, you have a weekly reconciliation, you have a fortnightly reconciliation, and you will have a monthly reconciliation. This is with respect to what? This is with respect to period, time. Is it? You have the thing, you have shift system, is it right? You have the shift system. In the shift system, what will happen? You are doing reconciliation, inventory movement will be there, is it right? You have the inventory. When you are talking inventory, you will have 3 shifts will be there, 8 hours each. Definitely what will happen, whenever a person is joining and the other person is leaving, is it right? You should make sure that the things should be perfect. I will give an example. Observe this. Is that whenever we, unfortunately, we go to the hospitals, okay? Somebody is there who has admitted in hospital. See the medical staff, how it happens. One person will come, they will take charge, and another person will leave. Cash, very important. Is that cash? Whenever you are handing over the cash, is it right? Whenever you are handing over the cash, you are handing over the cash with denominations. Is that the person who is handing over and who is taking over? Is that it's not only 2 people. What will the another third person will be there who will verify? Is that this is the controls. When we are talking about the controls, it's a very systematic way. We are not discussing anything new. We are discussing how the system should be in place. Is that screen warnings to prevent people from logging out before processing is complete. They'll say you are making some payment. Is it right? You are making some payment. They'll say that hold it for a while. Don't exit. Is it? Don't exit till processing is complete. Is it? Otherwise, what will happen if you are breaking the process? If you are exiting, it will not reach, nor it will deduct it from your account, but it will not be credited to that account. Your account will be debited, but other account will not get credited. That is the reason they will just screen warnings. Yeah, this is all we are doing. This is nothing we are talking with which we are something new. Okay, controls over master files. They are giving importance again and again. Is it right? They are giving importance again and again to master files. Is that source files are important? One-to-one checking. Master files has to be secured. Okay, they has to be secured, has to be protected. One-to-one checking. We should not that yes, everything is in order. It's every entry is authorized and every entry is approved. Okay, one-to-one. Cycle, because what will happen? I will tell you why it is there. Why they are talking about master file. They are not talking about the list of suppliers. Okay, list of suppliers of list. We are selling or we are buying. Is that they will say that it will have price per unit. The most important thing is price per unit. Is that this price per unit should not be changed. Okay, you should not you should not intervene in this variable. Okay, even in terms of sales, price per unit is very important. You are talking about the sales. To whom you are going? You are talking about the list of vendors. Is that sorry? List of the people who are purchasing from you. Okay, why it is there? Because you are selling on credit. Most of the sales will be on credit. Again, credit, we be very sure that we have to maintain the control over credit limits. X will have 10,000 credit limit. Y will have 15,000 credit limit. Z will have 17,000 credit limit. Is that? Means you cannot move beyond this. These are the things. That is the reason. All this information will be there in the data file. Master file. Okay? All this information will be there in the master file. We have to make sure that these master files have a restricted access. As an auditor, you have to verify whether master files has been accessed by whom. The log has to be maintained. Records counts and batch totals, rows and columns. Okay, controls over deletion. Any account has been deleted. Is it any account with no current balance? Is it right? What we are doing? You will cover this somewhere when you are doing in the chapter 10. Is it right? Cash and bank substantive procedure. The rule says that we should, as when we are doing the bank substantive procedures, we should also have the accounts which are having zero balances. Is it? Which we are having the zero balances. Why it has been deleted? The reason. Why it has been closed? Who has the approval to close? Why any deletion of accounts, any deletion of suppliers, any deletion of the person who is purchasing from us, is it? Any additions or deletions should be closely monitored. Fine. This is where we are talking in terms of controls. Okay. Now they have given this. Okay. Application controls are manual. Application controls are manual or automated procedures that operates over application to ensure all transactions are complete and accurate. Which of the following two are application controls? Is it? Password protection or programs is a general control. Is it? Password. Regular backup of the programs is a general IT control. Fine. This is the way you have to make. Maybe is it 2 marks question MCQ. Okay, maybe in MCQ they will focus on this. I am telling you very clearly, even 2 marks are important. Understand? 48 marks is it? It's a lifeline. You are putting so much effort. That is the reason. Every other point. There is nothing like we are going to have any no prejudgment. Follow the rules. Follow my instructions. I am very specific about that. Is that follow the instructions. Be precise. Be up to. Don't write anything in general. Very specific. Maximum 2 sentences or 3 sentences. 2 sentences. Make it a habit. Restrict yourself. 2 sentences also very concise, very precise. To the point you have to write. Because not only we are talking in terms of the subject, content, but also we are very much concerned about the time factor. Is it? The vast majority of business was used computerized system. So it is essentially that you are familiar with the IT controls as they may come up with scenario based questions in the examination. Is that, see, now I have shared some question papers with you, okay? I have shared some question papers with you. When I am sharing the question papers here, I'm sharing the old pattern as well as the new pattern. There is no difference on this. Again, I am saying this. Fine. Old pattern question papers will have for 10 marks, 20 marks, okay? Now, whatever is there in the old pattern, if it is 10 marks, if it is an old pattern, they have taken the same scenario and they have make it 7 MCQs. 5 MCQs. 5 into 2, 10 marks. Same question. That is the reason. You will come across some questions which are related to June 2010, to 2014, June 2008 also. Is that? There is nothing. See, audit, only a very, very small additions they have changed, doing. Okay? Something related to IT only they are adding. Okay? So, based on that, you should keep it in mind that don't say that it is old pattern and why it is. No, old pattern, they are taking the old question papers, they will say adapted. Is that? They will say modified. Is that? They will put it this in brackets, adapted, modified. Means the same questions but with some changes. For example, June 13 question paper contain following requirements. Identify and explain 4 applications. Identify and explain, and should be adopted by Fox Industry Company to ensure what? To ensure completeness and accuracy. See, this is where people will get somewhat distracted. When they say completeness and accuracy, is it right? We have to be very focused. We are talking in terms of what? Completeness is where completeness is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Manual or program controls document. How many examples they say? They are asking 4 application controls to adapt, to ensure 4 application controls. 4 marks. Is it right? It means 2 for completeness, 2 for accuracy. Is that 2 for completeness, 2 for accuracy? Again, to ensure complete of the inputs of purchase invoices. Just keep it in mind. Right now we don't have this. When we are going to make revision, June 2013 paper, I will remind you this. Okay? I will remind you this. Again saying, on Thursday. Okay, on Thursday we will only do 1 hour class. Is that 1 hour class? Only we are doing revision for exam questions, exam kit. Okay, revision kit we will do like what we have done. Is it right? I am giving you the question bank. We are going to revise it. Whatever we have done now, almost we have completed how many chapters? If you take the things with this completion, is it? With this completion, it is how much? It is almost where is that? Seven chapters we have completed. Okay, internal controls. Fine. Are you clear about this?
Yeah, I have a question, please. So, as per the new pattern, this question identify and explain for application controls will be in section A. They converted this into section A question or what?
They convert it into section A.
Okay.
Okay, they have converted this into section A. Section B dedicated. Okay, in between by the end of this month, inshallah, we will cover one question paper also, so that we will have some idea. Okay, before we start the last 1 or 2 chapters, we will have one mock exam paper will be done. Okay, so that you should know what we have done, where we stand, what is the gap, what we have covered, and what we have to cover something additionally. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Is it clear about this?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Gaeta, Laila, and Mariam.
Yes, clear, sir.
Fine. Please revise this. Okay. Thursday class is, you have, see, we are having class on Monday, we have having class on Wednesday. Is it right? Revise from the beginning. Okay, every time whenever you are revising, you revise from the beginning. I send you question papers with exam questions and answers also. Do everything. Okay, don't you want any supporting things, you can take that from my side, post it on the WhatsApp, I will send you immediately. Okay, revise it. By the time we are starting doing, see, question answers will be comparatively easy. The reason I am telling you, because we covered so extensively, question answers will become more easy for us. Is that we can say, yes, these are the things. If we have not covered the lectures, then question answers will be more difficult for us. We have covered each and every word, we precisely covered, and it will make a real advantage. That is the reason you will say that question answers, you will feel it very easy, inshallah. Is it okay? Can I start the next chapter?
Yeah.
Fine. Very slowly. Okay. Now you are talking only about applications. Okay. Now you are coming to the, they will ask one question. Is it almost they will cover any 2 or 3. Okay. Minimum. Okay, we are talking about sales, bank, reconciliation, inventory. In this chapter it is there, subsequent chapters will be there. Okay. Now, when we are doing this, today is April 15th. Okay. When you are doing this, keep it in mind. What are the systems and controls specifically, exclusively for the sales, purchases, inventory, bank, and payroll? Specifically, there is sales, how the process will work. Purchase systems, how the process will work. Inventory, okay? We will cover very interestingly, okay? Now, describe the control objective. What is the objective? See the thing. You will have control objective will be there, control procedures will be there, and test of controls will be there. What is the objective? What is the procedure? Test of control. That's all. We are going to cover only this for every case as such. Okay? Understand this. Memorization is very difficult. Understand this. That's very important. The moment you go to the question answers, understanding is very important. Fine. Now, when you do the things, what it says, we are now having a very broad spectrum. Is it right? We have the one side, we have the audit evidence, we have internal audit reports. Is it? You are testing the controls. Where you are testing the controls in different functional areas. Is that sales? Everything is separate. They will ask question specifically to sales. They will ask question specifically with respect to payroll, inventory. Is that these are the hot topics. I can say this. These are the hot topics. They will test us that it has been happening or not. Especially you are talking about sales, purchases, payroll, inventory, and bank and cash. This much only we have to cover. Keep it in mind. Is that in some cases you will have capital expenditure and revenue expenditure also. That's very easy. If you have covered IAS 16, we can do that very easily. Okay, that's not a big issue as such. Now, what we are doing, again, this is the people who have not attended last class. This is an example of a flow chart. Is it? This is an example of a flow chart. You are mentioning. We started with planning the audit, understanding the entity, assessing the procedures. Then we will have controls. We are doing test of controls. If it is satisfied, restrictive. It is non-satisfied. You have to report to the management. Then you have to do full substantive procedures. Isn't it? Now, I'm saying, they will not say it is a restrictive or substantive. They say that restricted or full. They'll say the substantive procedures. Okay? They say the substantive. Now, see the thing. How sales will work. Is it right? I will give a simple example of a drive-through. Simple example of a drive-through. Okay? What you will do, is it right? They will take the orders. The most important thing is segregation of duties. Is it? One person will take the order. Is it? You are documenting. Is it? Document the order. Another person will make the order. Is it? Some person will raise the dispatch note, that how we are dispatching. Means how you are going to, if it is going to be in the warehouse, is it right? We are going to release from the warehouse. Another person will, once you have the dispatch note, then you have a dispatch order. Is it? You have a dispatch. Here it will stop. Okay? Here you are raising a dispatch order. You will raise the invoice. Once you are account for the invoice, you will send it to the accounting department. Is it right? When you are sending to the accounting department, what they will do, they will give a supporting. See, you are not having only one copy. Is it right? Normally, you will have 4 copies. Normally, you will have original copy. You have 1 copy for the inventory. You have 1 copy for the accounts department. Is it right? Likewise, you will have minimum or maximum 4 copies. Again, remember this, we are going to cover in one of the examination questions. Okay? They will say they have raised 2 copies. No, they have to raise 4 copies. Fine, I will come back to this. Is that once you are saying you have to send the statement to the client. When you are sending statement, definitely you have to follow up the payments also. If you are going to say that I am giving 90 days, the moment 90 days are over, the amount should be in your account. Okay? Chase the payments. And once, if you are dispatch invoice, once you have received the payment, fine. If it the well and good. If you are not receiving the payment, then you have to change the payment. It's only to the sales. It's not, we are not covering anything else. It is only with the sale. If you take this, we cannot say it is a flow chart, but it is similar to the flow chart. It talks about how the process is working, is flowing. Remember this, okay? Remember this. See, I am using three words: remember, understand, and memorize. Fine? Remember, understand, and memorize. Most of the time we have to understand. Okay? Definitions are there. ISA we have to memorize. Okay? ISA we have to memorize. Other things, process we have to understand, and the general things we have to remember. Okay? Now, what is the sales? How the sales systems will work? Occurrence, when it happens. What is the objective? Sales, it's very sensitive. It is the first thing that will be reflected in the income statement. Understand point? First thing it will be reflected in the income statement. What is the objective? That ensure that one person is not responsible for taking orders, recording sales, and receiving payments. Is it? Simple language. Simple language. One person is not, means what they have mentioned. What are the controls we have to work? We have to work with segregation of duties. Controls are what? What are the test of controls you are doing? Observe and evaluate. What you as an auditor will do. Is that what you as an auditor, you will evaluate whether there is proper segregation of duties are there or not. Is that whether proper? It's not difficult. I'm telling you, it's not difficult. It's only you should understand and make the things very, very specific. Is that observe and evaluate whether proper segregation. What is the objective? One person should not do all the activities. What are the controls? Segregation of duties. And what are the test of controls? You have to observe and evaluate. Fine. This is the first one. Next. When you are talking about the occurrence, assertions, occurrence, to ensure that recorded sale transactions represents goods and services provided. See what happens. You are buying something. Okay. You are buying something. When you are buying something, after payment. Okay. After payment, as a matter of fact, you will see what are the particulars, what is the quantity, what is the rate, and what is the total. Specifications. Is it? You will see this. It will be there in the invoice. That's all we are doing. We are not doing anything else. Is it right? Existence. Is that existence? Whether the sale represents goods and services provided. Yes or no? We are doing the same thing. It's not, we are very particular about our invoice. Okay, we are even as simple as that. If there are so many items are there, even so many items, people will check whether quantities are there rightly or not. They will check whether rates are there or not. As an auditor, you will do. You compare the rates, verify the rates with the master files. That's a different case. But in the sales, you say that the recorded sales represent what we have purchased, what we have products or services has been recorded or not. You will see the total also. First, what you will do, you will see how many items we have purchased, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whether 4 items are there or not. Is there 4 items are there or not? This is the system how it will work. Sales are only, what are the controls? Sales are only recorded if there are approved sales order form. You see the evidence. Okay. What are the controls? You will record only those sales which have been approved. That means once you are entering the data, the person who is entering the data, he will see whether it has been approved or not. If it has the initials, the signature is there, approval stamp is there, then only he entered those invoices. That is the control. Is that the moment you are entering, you will see whether it has been approved, stamp and signature is there. Is it? And shipping and dispatch documents. Sales are only if there are approved sales order form. Accounting for numerical sequence of the invoices. Is that what we'll say? See now, when you should have new sequence is very important. Is it right? Sequence is very important. They should not be. That's what we have covered in the previous case. Is that previous chapter? What we are doing, we have to make sure that the sequence, this is to be computer generated, automated. Is it? Computer generated. The invoice number should be automatically generated, automated. Monthly customer statements sent out and customer queries complaints handled independently. What are the controls? We have to see that we have sent occurrence, existence. We are talking about existence because what will happen? It will be there in the receivables. Month wise you have to do reconciliation. Is that month wise you have to send to the customers and any differences is there. Otherwise existence will not be there. Is it right? Existence is nothing but the closing balance. Monthly closing balance. Is that monthly closing balance, yearly closing balance? That's very important. Opening balance and closing. Month to month. See what happening? Bank statement. Take the example. We are very much familiar with this. Every month they will send you a bank statement. We are reviewing, we are not reviewing, we will open it, we don't open it. That's a different case. But they will send us the bank statement stating that you have done these transactions and this is the closing balance, existence. The occurrence has been there, these are the transactions that happened and this is the closing balance. Those are the controls. What are the test of controls? For a sample of invoices.
So here in point number 3, we have to reconcile the customer statement with our records.
100%. 100%. Now, I will come back
and
to...
what is customer queries?
Pardon?
What's customer queries?
If there is any discrepancies, if there is any mismatching, is it right? I will come back to this and we will cover. There is a positive confirmation, there is a negative confirmation. See what is happening. I am sending you a message. I am your client. You are sending me the message, and you are sending message and saying that 15,000 is due from me. I will not reply. Is that I will not reply. If I am not replying, it means I am agreeing with your amount. If I reply, when I will reply, when I don't agree, then I will get back to you and say that no, this amount is there, this amount is not there. Is it positive confirmation and negative confirmation? Is that we will cover this, okay? Keep it in mind. We are means we have to reconcile. Is that we have to reconcile. How we are going to reconcile? We will send the confirmations to them. and definitely we will get it at least for a sample of customers. Is that external auditor, as for a sample of customers, they have to send the confirmation. What are you clear about this?
Yeah.
For a test of controls, for a sample of invoices, is that for ensure that means whatever we have done here, is it right? Whatever we have done here, whatever the controls, we will test those controls. That's all. Is it? We will say that whether the sales order has been authorized and there is a shipping documentation. This is what happens with respect to the first control. Is it? This is a examine application controls for authorization. Who is authorized to approve the sales transactions? Is it? Who is authorized to approve the sales transaction? Because sales transactions involve, is it? Sales transactions involve price. Sales transactions involve discounts. Is it? Sales transactions are after sales service. All these things will be there, but who is authorized? Is it? We have to test the controls. Now, what is say there is a numerical, what we said is a numerical sequence. For numerical sequence, again we have to test whether we have the procedures for accounting numerical sequence of invoices. That means there is a control, there is a test of control, side by side, matching it. Okay, it's matching it. Now, monthly customers statement sent to the customer. What is the review customers procedure for sending monthly statements and dealing with customer queries and complaints? See, your bank is sending the statements. Is it right? Bank is sending the statements to all the customers by default. Sometimes they will send any bank by 5th of the next month. Is it right? By 5th of the next month, it will be sent to your email address. First slide, understand it. Subsequent slides will be on similar basis. You will have objective, you have control. For every control, there is a test. Is it? For every control. Are you clear about this?
Yeah.
Fine? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, what are the assets to ensure that occurrence and to ensure, say, in the examination, again I am saying, you will say that this much we have to write. Examination, they will give a scenario and they will ask any 5. Understand what? They will ask any 5. Is it? They will ask any 5. Existence, occurrence. They will mention, what they will mention? Existence, occurrence, rights and obligation, valuation. They will we have covered in one of the chapters, assertions. Now you are linking chapter 6 and chapter 7. We are doing chapter 8. Is that? We are linking the things. Okay. What are the things in terms of assertions? To ensure that goods are only supplied to customers with good credit ratings. It's a sales, is it right? You will have the sales, is that most of the time it will be credit sales, and you have a approved list. Now you will understand the subject very easily. You are selling to those people, you are selling to only those people on credit who are in the approved list. That's all. Is it? We will say the banks also same thing. Is it right? Banks also same thing. You take the thing. The moment a customer come and ask for a loan, is it right? Bank have the approved list of all the companies. Some lists are not approved. For those companies, you will not entertain. You will not forget about giving the application. You will not entertain. Immediately you will ask where you are working. you will see, yes, the moment you enter that name, if it is not in the approved list, it will not accept. Same thing happens to sales also. Okay, authorizations of credit terms to what are the controls? Authorizer, who is authorized? Credit term, senior staff. You should have references. You should have credit checks for new customers. If any new customers are there, there is a process. Is it that you will have KYC, know your customer. Is it KYC, know your customer? You have a regular review of credit limits. You will say that see the things. I'm giving you an example of the bank. It is very easy. Is that what will happen? You will have the credit cards. Is that credit card? Credit cards is then for 90 days. Is that after every 45 days you have to pay. First payment is not done, completely not done. Second payment is completely not done. By the time 90 days has been passed, the credit card will be blocked. Sales also like the same thing, is right? You should make sure that it's not like that every 90 days you have to review whether we are getting payments on times. Yep, we are getting payment, receiving payment on time. Otherwise, what will happen? Your receivables will increase. Is that your receivables will increase? Receivables collection period will increase. It is not a good sign. Okay, it is not a good sign. Means these are the controls. Authorization by senior staff for changes in customer data. Any data to be changed, you should have an authorization. Okay, you cannot change the customer data. Only authorized people are supposed to do this. Orders not accepted unless credit limits are reviewed first. What are the three controls? It has to be authorization of credit terms to the customers. Authorized staff should modify or should make changes to that customer data, and orders should not be accepted unless if it is, see, we cannot do that thing. Is it that if some person is ordering for 5,000, you cannot accept the order. Is it that it is there? You cannot accept the order for 7,000. Is it you cannot go beyond 5,000? Is it okay? Fine. That much you have to understand. Okay, the credit limit has to be reviewed first. Whether he is within the credit limit, then only we can sell. Because every customer will have a different credit limit. What we are doing, we are just saying, review entry procedures for granting credit to the customers. Same process will work. What we are doing, controls, we have test of controls. A sample of sales invoices for evidence for credit approval by authorized senior staff member. Is it again the same thing we are? Is it right? You are talking in terms of what? You are talking in terms of the sales order. Whether credit approval is there. Credit sales is very critical, very crucial. It is like you are giving a loan. Okay, you are giving a bank is giving a loan. They will do a lot of due diligence. Is it? Examine application controls for credit limits. Who is authorized how much? Who is eligible to authorize how much amount? Fine. That's very important, is it? Now, review all new customer files. Review all satisfactory credit references has been obtained. New customer, see, that is the new customer, it will take time, okay? New customer, it's not, you want to open an account, it takes time, okay? It's not like that you need to go through. In most of the cases, banks will reject. opening an account. Is it right? In the same way, new customers, you will have a lot of due diligence. Is that will take credit references. Because once you are in the system, what will happen? The process will be continued, and after every frequency it will be reviewed. Okay, means orders accepted unless credit limits are waived, where it has been given to ensure credit references are obtained. Where it has orders not accepted unless credit limits are first. Authorization by new staff or changes in customer data such as address. They have integrated. Okay, they have integrated with unless credit limits are reviewed first. Okay, fine. These are the controls. Are you clear about this? When we are talking in terms, what is that? To ensure that the goods and services are supplied to.
Slides are not visible.
Pardon?
Slides are not visible.
Slide?
Slides are not visible.
Not
One
coming
minute.
soon.
1 minute. 1 minute. It's clear now?
Yeah.
Now, what we have see, you will say, you will ask what is the difference between first, second and third. Is it right? First is, we are only, what is the first one? The first one is you have to, one person is not responsible to take to do all the things. Second one, you have to record the transactions, what happening. Is it? Third one, you have to supply to those people who are with good credit ratings. Is that these things I am putting in purple color. Okay, I am putting in, you will ask me what is the difference. This is the difference. Okay, this is the, what is the difference between first, second, all three are same? No. Is it? First, second and third. Fourth one, what is there? You are talking in terms of to ensure that goods and services, this is the fourth one. Okay, this is the fourth one. That goods provided at authorized prices on authorized terms and conditions. Is it? Authorized list. Is it? You have, see, when you are scanning, every product will have the standard price. Every product, every service will have a standard price. We should make sure that, means automatically what will happen, we have covered something, standard data. Is there? Standard data is there. What will happen? You are putting X 1, 2, 3 product. Is that? You will say, the moment you will put quantity, automatically unit price will come. Is that? Automatically unit price. You put 2, unit price will be 1.5. Total will be how much? 3. This unit price is the authorized price. This unit price will be only, you can view it. We cannot, okay, we can only view it. We cannot change it. Or it will be from drop down menu. Is it? And again, quantity also, you are swiping. Automatically quantity will be reflected. Total will be calculated automatically by program. Okay, see, this is the way your manual intervention is. The moment you scan it, quantity will come. The moment quantity, price will come from the master file, calculations will be done. Once you have completed the transaction, total will come. Once you have swiped the card, okay, once you have swiped the card, listen carefully, observe this. Observe, that is what observation talks about. Observe this next time when you are going. Once you are swiping the card, what will happen? There will be an approval. Once approval will there, your cash box will open. Understand? Once this is you are talking in terms of observation. Got my point? This is where we are talking about. You precisely see all the process. Is it right? What you are doing in another way, you are having a walk-through test. You are following the transactions. Is that you are following the transaction? This is where I will link wherever it is possible. I will link to the concepts. Okay. Now what happens? What is the fourth objective control? We have to send it to authorized prices only and authorized terms and conditions. Authorized price list and specific terms of trade in place. Verify that the price list and terms of trade are properly documented, authorized and communicated. You will get the list. Okay, you will get the list. You are generating invoice. Okay, examine application controls for authorized prices and terms. Who is authorized to change? Who is authorized to add? Who is authorized to modify? Who is authorized to delete? Is that you have to know who is the authorized price, because we are talking in terms of prices. We are talking about terms and conditions. This is the fourth objective, occurrence and existence. Is that these are important. Okay, these are important. Next, coming to the second one, what we are talking about? We are talking about the completeness. Now, what is when you are talking about the sales? Is it right? When you are talking about the sales, we have to ensure this is with respect to completeness, the first one. Okay, with the completeness, to ensure that all revenue relating to goods dispatch is recorded. Is it right? We'll see what we are seeing. Make it a point. Number of items. If you take the invoice, is it right? If you take the sales invoice, what will happen? At the bottom of the invoice, you will say number of items 10. Is that number of items 10? They will say, means that we are recording all the revenue to the goods that's when we recorded. Accounting for numerical sequence. Is it of invoices? We are not only talking about individual invoice, we are talking about all the invoices. Now, I will give an example, okay? Whenever there is a deposit, is it right? Whenever there is a deposit, whenever there is a withdrawals, okay? Even you go with CDM, ATM not, but CDM, okay? Whenever there is a deposit, what you will do? You put the denominations. Is that you will do denomination 50, 20, 10, 5, 1, is it right? You will talk about 500 paisa, you are talking about 100 paisa, you are talking about coins. Is that when we are putting this, it is nothing but a control. Understand? It is nothing but a control. You know, if there is at the end of the day, if there is any mismatch, immediately you will see, you will check this, whether you have paid to anybody more or you have paid anybody less. That is the reason whenever you are going for a cash deposit machine, is that cash deposit machine, what will happen? See the thing. When you insert the cash, they will display the currency denominations, they will display the number of which currencies you have deposited, they display the total also. And once you are displayed, most of the, whenever you withdraw, slip will not be given, okay? Slip will not be, you will not get the slip. But whenever you deposit, there will be a slip. There will be a message, there will be a slip, there will be an email. All this, these are the multiple evidences. You are not having only one evidence. You will get this. You will see the screen. Then you will say confirm. You are making it confirm. Is it that? Once you are confirming, they will give you the slip. They will update your account. They will send you a message. They will send you an email. and at the end of the month they will send you a bank statement also. All the sales revenue relating to sales, numerical sequence is very important. Review test of procedures for accounting, how numerical sequences of invoices, whether, see, manual less effective, is it right? It is less effective, is it right? It has to be systems generated. Then only we will say that yes, it is complete. It is complete. That is the first one. Is that what is the second one is of complete? To ensure that all goods sold are correctly invoiced. Whatever we have sold, it's correctly invoiced. In terms of what? You are talking about shipping, dispatching, documents. Is it? You have multiple copies. Fine. You have multiple copies. I told you, maximum you will have 4 copies. Should be matched with the sales invoices. Sales invoice, again there is a reconciliation. Is it? See, you see the teller of the bank, they will have the daily sales, daily report will be there. Is it? You will have a daily report. It has to be matched. How much sales has been happened? Is it? How much sales has been happened? How much is the cash sales and how much is the credit sales? Is it? How much is the sales with the cash and how much is the sales with respect to debit card? A complete report you have to submit, okay? It will take almost, for every staff, minimum it will take 30 minutes. Is it? You have to submit the daily report. An open order file is maintained and reviewed regularly. Is that? If there is any order is there, is it right? We have received some orders, okay? We received the orders. Whether we have dispatched the orders, we have not dispatched the orders, any orders are pending. Is it right? Any orders are pending, any orders are incomplete. Is there any orders are incomplete? You see the thing, you see the process, okay? Any time you are doing an online shopping, you do an online shopping, what will happen? Immediately they will send it to your cart, okay? Shopping cart. Now you have not closed the transaction, it is still incomplete. Is that? It is still incomplete. You have not ordered it, you have not closed the transaction. You will get an email that something is pending in your cart. Something is, they will remind you 1 or 2 times. Then automatically the cart will be empty. Is that? Means what happening, whenever you are receiving the orders, you should make sure that the orders has been completed, executed. That is the completeness. When you receive the order, you have to execute the order. Is it right? Means you should always have an open order file is maintained regularly. What it says, for a sample, is it? For a sample of shipping document, inspect that each has been matched to related sales invoice. And most importantly, it has to be recorded. If we are doing a sales report, what we are doing? We have to do the reconciliation. For us, review a sample of reconciliations, is it right? And inspect the open order file, any unfilled orders, any orders which are incomplete. Is it okay with you? Exam questions, you understand this, exam questions will be a piece of cake. Trust me. This is very important. Exam questions, we can, without doing this, if you jump into exam questions, it's really a nightmare for us. Is it? This is how. Now, how much is the completeness? Completeness have two objectives. Is it right? Occurrence and existence has 4 objectives. We have to take 1, 1, 1, 1. That's all. Understand point? We have to take one. Depending on the scenario, we have to do one. That's all. We are not going to say that objective controls. I will tell you how we have to solve the questions also. Okay? How we have to solve the questions also. Accuracy. Is that mathematical accuracy? Is it right? What it says, this is the third assertion. In third assertion, this is the first one. What is accuracy? To ensure sales and adjustments are correctly generalized, summarized and posted to the correct accounts. Is that correct accounts in terms of customers? Specific control. You will have customers control accounts. Every bank customer have the with the unique number, unique account number. Is that correct account? What the control says, sales invoicing matching requires all entries. Is that we should not have any pending. If you say specification, you are talking about quantity, you are talking about price, you are talking about total. Is that you are talking about all the things that has been mentioned at the bottom. Everything has to be covered with respect to the entry or return on each document. Is that tomorrow in future any returns, sales returns will be there. It has to be known. That is the reason you see the barcode reader. Okay, you see the barcode reader. You will have so many lines will be there. Some are dark, some are light. The moment you scan it, the complete information will be reflected. Is that the complete information? Review a sample of sales, whether it has been done, return completely, return details that indicate which has been entered. Review suppose for a sample of sales entry to ensure that the contain the return details that has been referred when entered. This is the accuracy. Accuracy means whether it has been correctly classified. Classification is there, general entries, debits, credits are there, summary is there, is that, and posted to the correct accounts as such. Fine. Accuracy only one. Okay. Next. We'll complete the sales systems. Okay. Now, what is the cutoff? Cutoff is basically with respect to date. Always. Is that cutoff is with respect to the date always, to ensure that transactions has been recorded in the correct period. Cutoff they will ask 31st December, before and after. Cutoff is universal. Understand my point? It is a universal assertion. It applies to every other system. Okay, every other system cutoff. It is only specifically only the date, nothing more, nothing less, that it has been recorded in the correct period. You have the sales, is it right? You have the sales. I have been occurred on 30th December. You should not record on 5th of January. All shipping documents is forwarded to invoice sections on a daily basis. Now it is online. Okay, now it is online. Now it is a real time. It happens instantly, spontaneously. Okay, daily invoicings of goods which has been shipped. Daily report, is it right? You should. That's what I think. We are always talking about the closing daily report. If you are receiving, you should not keep anything pending. That is the reason what people will say. People will say that after 2 o'clock, we will not receive any new orders. Anything received after 2 o'clock, it will be processed next day. You see the things. You see, you are depositing. That is the cutoff. Giving an example. You are depositing a check in the CDM. Is that you are depositing a check in the CDM. If you are depositing before 11 o'clock, before 12 o'clock, they will be processed same day. If you are depositing after 2 o'clock, they will be processed next day. Is it? That's what it says. What is that controls? Compare the sales invoices with dates corresponding. What is the date and when they have made a shipping, when they have shipped the goods and services. Okay. Second one, compare. Is it? Compare date sales on invoices with dates recorded in the sales ledger. Means it has been recorded on the same day as per the terms and conditions. Is it? As per the terms and conditions. What is the next one? This is the second assertion with respect to the sales system. Classification of assertions. One is, this is cut off. No, this is not second one. Okay. We are talking about the classes. See, if you are talking about the sales, is it right? If you are talking about the sales, any accounting software, is it right? Any accounting software will have codes. Will have codes for the products, will have codes for the services. Is it? Will have codes. Not only for products and services, is it right? You have the codes for the sales persons. You have the codes for the location. Is it? You have the codes for the country. Is it? Class, that's very important. Okay. You means you are making sales. You are making sales, different product, different services. Your different salespersons will do, different locations will be happening in different countries. You should know to ensure that all transactions are classified in accounts. You are talking about the codes to the different customers, clients. Every client will have a own specific code. Okay. This is required what? This is required to have a control accounts. Control accounts means the accounts related to a specific, exclusively independent. Okay. Now, when you are talking about classification, you have a chart of accounts. Is that code? Codes will be there. Is it a regularly reviewed and updated? Is it regularly reviewed and updated? Next, codes in place for different types of products and services. Whether for every product or service there is a code or not. Is there is a code or not? That has to be there. Now you see the thing. Every other place, even a small grocery shop, when they are doing it, they are scanning the things, they will have the code. Is it? They have the code. What we are doing? You have to inspect documentary evidence of review. If you are making any changes, okay, you are making any updation. If there is a document reviewed about any emails you have received from authorized persons, is it? We have to know on what basis you have made the changes. Who has authorized to make you the changes? Is it? You should have a classification. And codes test application of controls for proper codes. Is it? Test application controls means it for services they will say that for the products you have separate, for services you have separate. And which products? Is it? Which products, which services? You have so many products. If you take any apparel store, you have clothing store, you have take the furniture shops. Is that you will have different codes will be there, segregation. Yes, what are the indoor item, indoor furniture, interiors, what is the interiors, what is the electric equipments. Automatically people will identify with the code. Is it like this? You have to test the application that all the codes has been properly classified. Is it? This is related to the sales. Okay. Again, I am saying assertions with respect to the classification of assertions. Is that here date, it is 1. Okay, it is 1. Now what I will say, I will stop here. Okay,